Welcome to this presentation on promoting student success in an online class. My name is Todd, and I am very excited to serve as our facilitator today. I will provide more of an introduction as we move through our presentation. Let's take a quick look at our agenda. First, I will offer my standard disclaimer. I will then provide a brief introduction. And finally, we will wrap up with my top 10 list for promoting student success in the online classroom. I will try to offer some actionable tips, tricks, and a few resources along the way. Oliver Wendell Holmes said that the main part of intellectual education is not the acquisition of facts, but learning how to make facts live. I think about this quote when teaching an online class in that, at the end of the day, my hope is that students leave my classroom better prepared to embark on a career, better prepared to work in the real world, and that they have the knowledge necessary to be successful in that world. Now for the standard disclaimers. Today's presentation comes from my experience teaching online since 2009. Your experiences are just as valuable and just as meaningful, and I hope you will share your ideas, those experiences, and your challenges as well. We teach and learn together. Students are individuals, and each class has its own feel, so varying our approach matters. As an educator, I am focused on student success. When my class does not do well, I admit it, I take it personally. It is those experiences that hopefully help me to do a better job next time. We are all students. A little self-introduction. My name is Todd, and I have been working in higher education, serving in various administrative positions, developing courses as an instructional designer, and teaching online since 2009. Over the years, I've worked in various administrative positions, including as a program director, the director of faculty training and performance, where I was responsible for onboarding, training, and overseeing performance for a state university and its 500 plus adjunct faculty. I've worked as the Director of Career Services since much of my professional experience comes out of the human resources and employment industries, and as an instructional designer, designing more than 200 online courses over the years. Prior to my time in higher education, I was the President and Chief Executive Officer of a national healthcare, employment, outsourcing, and human resources firm. I have both public and private leadership experience and more than 25 years experience in HR, training and development, healthcare administration, and as a consultant helping various organizations inside and outside of higher ed achieve their goals. I have an MBA with a concentration in healthcare administration, a Master's of Education in Organizational Leadership, a Master's of Science in Information Technology with a concentration in Computer Assurance and Security, a Graduate Certificate in Human Resources, and am currently working toward a Doctorate of Education with a concentration in Higher Ed Leadership. I will defend my dissertation focused on traditional faculty resistance to online education in May of 2021. Let's explore my top 10 list for promoting student success in an online classroom. Number 10, make it relevant and tie everything, when possible, to the real world. You know, the world that exists after school. Allow students opportunity to share their own experiences and to use those experiences to help bolster their words and their work. So how do we do that? How do I do that? Well, I suggest offering detailed feedback that makes real-world connections. You might consider using video resources in the feedback and links to current research and current events. Providing detailed weekly announcements can help to summarize the learning and tie that learning to future career. I like to use a beginning of the week announcement, a midweek announcement, and an end of the week announcement where I try to answer two important questions. Number one, what the heck will you learn this week? And number two, why does it matter? This allows us to call out the relevancy and helps to answer those important why questions. Another way to make those real-world connections is to ask questions in the discussion forums that require students to locate timely and real-world information that relates to the topic, and for them to share not only their own personal and professional experiences, but the research they located as well. This does allow students to rely on their real-world experience while at the same time helps them to locate and synthesize current research that bolsters that experience. A win-win indeed. Number 9, demonstrate your expertise. Students want and need to hear about your professional experiences. Tell those professional stories. We are not only the subject matter expert, we are leaders in the classroom. And every great leader that I have worked with and for tells great stories. We can demonstrate this expertise through the announcements that we post. Try to, whenever possible, demonstrate for your students that you not only understand the concepts being presented, but that you have put those concepts into practice yourself. This real-world application matters, and students tell us time and time again that it is important and adds depth to their learning and their overall experience. Number 8, build rapport and community. This is incredibly important. I hear faculty and others talk all the time about building community in an online class, but sometimes we forget that this really starts with us. Some of the ways that we facilitate and build community in the online class is to be an active participant in the classroom and an active participant in those discussions. Those discussion forums are where we can really not only demonstrate expertise, but help to guide and inform and ensure that students are on the right track and have the right information. This is also a great place to ask questions that promote critical thinking and force analysis and research. It is important in those forums that we as faculty are modeling what we expect from our students. Make sure to acknowledge effort. I work hard to ensure that every student receives some response in the discussion forums each week. This is my party, and I want them to feel like a valued and welcomed guest. When we are present in the discussions, we can help to facilitate learning and an actual conversation that serves as the foundation for building that community. Consider participating in the discussions on multiple days throughout the week and demonstrating your presence. When we demonstrate presence, students are, in my experience, more likely to do the same. Personally welcome each student to the class in the introductions forums and in subsequent forums. When they know that we acknowledge their presence and effort, that opens the door for real engagement and real learning. Finally, work through the feedback to make connections with students on written assignments. Students want and deserve feedback, and that personalized feedback is vitally important to not only the learning, but goes a long way toward building rapport and community with individual students and the class as a whole. Number 7, engage with the students. Really engage. In my experience, students do better when I am more engaged. If I am an active participant, they are more likely to be as well. I try to engage students in a variety of ways by creating engaging discussions, crafting robust announcements, and again, demonstrating my own presence. Through our announcements, we can not only help clarify what is expected for the week, but guide them towards success. We can consider providing jumping off points for research or using the announcements to just check in, letting students know when things are due, when grading has been completed for the week, and so much more. Importantly, we can use those announcements to inspire, encourage, and inform. Number 6, our students are typically not here to become academics. The truth is, in my conversations with students, they want a better job. They want to be able to take better care of the people they love. They want a career and they want opportunity. I try to help with this by adding the career conversation into everything I do, from the feedback to the announcements. In the online course, we can help to map the learning to future career, explore various career options and resources, share information on various professional associations, and perhaps most importantly, share our real-world and professional experiences. Encouraging our students to ask career-related questions is another way to get that conversation started. You might even consider adding a career corner to all of your announcements, or even setting up a discussion forum dedicated to career conversations and questions. Number 5, Adult learners want reward. Reward comes in various forms. We can offer grades as rewards, feedback as reward, and even recognition as reward. Consider providing balanced feedback that highlights what the student did well, in addition to those opportunities for improvement. Call out that exceptional performance and encourage students to keep striving for excellence. Number 4, motivation matters. Most students, when they initially enrolled in school, had a very specific motivator. If we can get them to remember that motivation and keep it in mind, we can encourage completion. We play a key role in that motivation. Working to uncover that motivation and showing genuine interest in them achieving their goals allows us multiple opportunities to use that motivation to push students forward and to keep them on track to goal achievement. Number 3, make those emotional connections and demonstrate your own emotional IQ. When we connect emotionally with our students, we can then motivate them, help to keep them on track, and keep their interest. We can demonstrate our emotional intelligence in the classroom by showing genuine interest in our students, enthusiasm for the learning, and ensuring that our tone is respectful, empathetic when necessary, and helpful. Demonstrating warmth in all of our communications can go a long way toward teaching with and demonstrating our own emotional intelligence. Number 2, clarify those expectations and never leave room for policy-related questions. We can clarify those expectations through well-designed and well-written announcements, early outreach regarding specific expectations and requirements, by making available and using rubrics for all graded activities, and more. In my experience, the welcome announcement, along with the syllabus, is the best place to clarify expectations up front, as we can then refer students back to this as needed and as questions arise. Sending policy reminders throughout the term can also help to ensure everyone is on the same page. Set the policies and expectations, clarify them, and hold students to the established standard. My rule is as follows. If I receive more than 3 questions about the same issue, that is an indicator that I should look at how I am communicating the expectations and will usually make adjustments to address those repeat issues. This can be as simple as developing a dynamic FAQ for the class. And the number 1 tip, actually manage the classroom. Demonstrate your presence. Grade timely. Participate in the discussions throughout the week. Use the announcements to communicate expectations. Send outreach emails to struggling students offering to help. Make it easy for students to connect with you. And always respond timely. Make the feedback actionable and demonstrate your genuine interest in having students learn the material and pass the class. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. I hope this presentation was helpful, and I look forward to continuing the conversation.